Hello everybody, this is Gregory with 5 Minute Catholic Apologetics, where 5 minutes of your time may get you to the divine. Today we're going to retort to the idea of not joining the Catholic Church because the people at the parish are not friendly. Now before we begin, let's start with a prayer. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Gloria Patri et Filii et Spiritui Sancto, secutora principio et nunc et semper et saecula saeculorum. Amen. This is not an uncommon complaint from Protestants who are interested on some level to either come back to the faith or to convert. Why is this? Because a lot of lapsed Catholics who went to typically evangelical, because most of the mainline Protestant denominations are dying, so you just don't see a lot of people going from Catholic to Methodist, for example. So most of them go evangelical. So when they go from Catholic to evangelical and they're contemplating coming back, but maybe they're not well catechized, or they're just have always been Protestants and right now they're evangelical, and then they consider the Catholic Church, they're going from a world that is very deep into fellowship, very deep into welcoming the new people, and they can even have like new parking spots for the new people, and it's all about creating a community. The Catholic Church, the typical Catholic parish, is not like this. We covered it not that long ago when we talked about what happened after World War II with Catholics and Protestants. And so the typical Catholic parish is very different and can be isolating and cold to Protestants who are considering coming to the faith. Let's say they do go to a mass, or they go to a couple masses, or maybe they start RCIA, and they just see people. Maybe you might have a greeter at the door, hello, welcome, welcome. Then you go in for mass, and then you leave, and there's no welcoming committee. There's nobody necessarily to introduce you. Now, some parishes do have a welcoming committee. Once you register with the parish, they might contact you. But just at the mass, at the Sunday service, so to speak, it can be isolating. So there are people who come from this world where you're drinking coffee in an evangelical service, and I mean, I've seen Protestant churches that have carousels in them, and just a lot of kind of a convivial, jovial kind of world that you're in, and then you go to this world where it's not friendly. First of all, I agree with you. Catholic parishes can be not friendly at all, and certainly on Sundays it can be that way if you don't know anybody there. And there's no denying that. Some of this goes back to where the church wasn't the centripetal force that brought people into community. Because if you look prior to, let's say, World War II, most Catholics lived in a neighborhood where they already knew each other. And so Mass was Mass. And Mass in the church was not necessarily central to as a means to get to know people. But when we moved out to the suburbs, things changed. And so the Catholic parishes are behind on that. They could do a better job with fellowship, no doubt. But my response to Protestants who would say, well, I don't want to go to a Catholic parish because they're not friendly, or because they don't have these facilities, or because they don't have such and such committee or group or something like that, is you got to follow the truth. It's not about how you feel, it's about the truth. And this is something that is very pervasive in the Protestant ethos, the evangelical ethos, is the feeling. I'm feeling this. When I go to service, I must feel something in the praise worship. The music must stir me. And it's even to the way that Protestants, not all of them, but a lot of evangelicals pray, like, I got to pray so God tells me this, or the Holy Spirit is telling me this. It's this personal, emotional-based way of communicating with God. And that's not important. The important thing is the truth. And so if you're looking for the perfect church or for the perfect parish, or if you go to a Catholic faith and you're like a Catholic church and you're like, I don't really like this pastor, he's rude, I'm out. Or I don't like the hospitality committee because I'm out. Or I don't like the RCIA coordinator because I'm out. Or I don't like the Pope, the current Pope, because I'm out. My friends, you're not seeing the forest through the trees. who the pastor is not important. I do have an episode here on the 2 qualities that all pastors should have, but who the pastor is or his comportment or his temperament is not relevant. And it should be your desire to enter Holy Mother Church should not be contingent upon any human at that parish, because we're all flawed, we all have personality quirks and so forth. What we need to be doing is pursuing the truth, and the truth lies in Holy Mother faith. There's no other church that can say that. So if we're making excuses, whether benign or altruistic or legitimate reasons, well, this church doesn't have this facility or these people aren't nice, it doesn't really matter. If you find that particular parish not to be friendly, by canon law, we can go to any parish we want, so just go to another parish. But I will tell you that if you're looking for a parish that is very based on fellowship, it's difficult to find that. You're not going to find that. If you're looking for a church that was founded by Jesus Christ, that has the fullness of the faith, then any Catholic parish will do. And I would tell you that make your prayer life, make your Christian lifestyle less about the emotions and less about finding the perfect church and more about pursuing the truth. Because ultimately that's more important. The fullness of the faith lies with the Catholic Church. We don't have just 2 sacraments, we have all 7. We don't have 67 books, we have 73. We have the real presence of the Eucharist. We receive the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ. All these things. But more importantly, history has always vindicated the Catholic Church. We are the one true church founded by Jesus Christ. So when you realize that, your tolerance for bad liturgies, if you go to a place that has bad liturgies, your tolerance for these things will be lower, because ultimately you realize, there's priests that are really bad at homiletics. There could be some priests or deacons that are maybe not nice people. Maybe the people that go to the parish are snobs or rude. That's human nature. You're going to find snobs, not just in any church in the United States, but in any office, any business, anywhere. So closing, stop making excuses. If you're a Protestant watching this video, you understand that there is a fullness of a faith in the Catholic Church. And I would tell you, don't be intellectually dishonest. Join an RCIA program. You can leave at any time you want. But stop making the excuse that you're not going to join the Catholic faith because of the people or whatever amenities that they have or don't have, or whatever groups they don't or don't have. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.